Let's be honest. You're only being tough because you think that you have to be. You know what I mean? You think that being tough makes you cool, or better yet, you think that pretending to be tough, right? Pretending to be somebody that you're not is cool. And when I say pretending to be tough, that means every day you're walking around and you got your face all, you know what I mean? Like you mean mugging everybody. But when you look around, the people that you admire, the people that you look up to, right? The people that you look at them and you're like, yo, man, I would love to have that. Yo, they're lucky. They're not running around being tough. They understand that in order for them to get what they have, right, they got to be willing to put in the work nobody else is. But the best part about it is, once you get it, you got to be willing to continuously put in the work to continuously become better, right? To maintain. Getting it is easy. You know what I mean? Like no boat, like real talk. Getting to the money is easy. Getting the job you want, easy. Building the business you want, easy. But keeping it all, that's the real work. And you can't get that if you're running around just being tough. All right? And listen, the reason why I'm like, yo, you're not tough is because number one, it's not even who you really want to be. If you had the option, right? Like like be honest with yourself. If you had the option where you can wake up every day and you don't have to worry about, am I going to go to jail today? Am I going to get hit up? Am I going to lose it all? Right? Like if you didn't have to wake up like that and you could just wake up and be like, yeah, I'm about to learn something today that's going to make me better. And you went and did it. Because this is the thing. You get up, you go out into your neighborhood, you get around your friends, and you're always looking to do things to earn their respect. But in the process of earning everybody else's respect, you're losing your own. Right? You're losing respect for yourself. That's why you don't keep pushing. So when I'm saying to you, like, yo, you're not tough. It's not that you can't be. It's not that you're afraid. I'm just saying it's not the life you want, right? So if you really want to be tough, avoid the stuff that you're doing because you don't want to be laughed at for going to do what seems strange. But the people you admire, they did the stuff that seems strange, right? So watch this. I went through the same thing. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. That's corny. I'm not doing that. Yeah, we don't do that where I come from. I'm not doing that. But when I started to look around and I started to look at different people out the music industry, right? Different rappers that became actors and actresses. And I'm like, yo, they're hood. Like they come from the environments like I come from, but I'm sure they didn't bring that to the casting, right? I'm sure they went ahead and trained to become an actor. And then some of them took roles that was already based off of the type of life they had. So what that means is they took the pain. Everything they was doing trying to be tough, they took it and brought it to the Hollywood screens. They took it and brought it to the music industry. So when I'm telling y'all are going to school. Your number one job is to go to school and learn, not to go to school and try to be tough, right? And pretend to be tough. And I say pretend to be tough because the tough thing is not going to act a fool. That's not tough. That's easy. It's easy to wake up and walk out your door, right? Get dressed, walk out your door, and go do harm to somebody. That's easy. It's easy to get up and go out and do everything that only benefits you right now. That's easy. You're in school. I want you to be tough. That means you avoid all the easy stuff. You're like, yo, I'm not doing that. That's easy. I'm doing what's hard. Because if I do what's hard, it makes life easier later. But if all I do is focus on everything that's easy, I'm walking into a life that's hard, right? I want y'all to get that. Like, understand me, right? I want to be very clear. And I'm not the guy that's just talking to you and just saying it because I believe it to be right. No, I had to pretend to be tough in areas that I didn't care to be tough in. I had to put on a whole front, create a whole image, a whole character, right? This is why, like, now I'd be like, yo, nah, don't call me my nickname. Like, yo, use my name. Because I'm not him. That was a character that was created for the environment that I was in. It was tough for me to get up and walk away from something I was doing all of my life. That was tough. It's not tough to stay in your same environment. It's not tough. It's not tough to get bumped and want to fight somebody. That's not tough. That's corny. Right? I wanted to be tough. I wanted to seem cool. So I didn't want nobody to know I couldn't read, so I never asked for help. My spelling was messed up, right? And what I realized is my spelling wasn't bad as I thought. It's my enunciation was off. So I was spelling the way I was talking, but when I slowed down, I'm like, oh, that's what it is. Got it. You see what I mean? So I promise you, stop being tough to impress people that don't even care to impress themselves. I want you to be tough to impress the future you, not the current you. The current you don't have a clue, right? And I'm not saying like, yo, you ain't got no sense. It's not what I'm saying. But the current you can't see the next 5 years, can't see the next 10 years. I was talking to one of my uncles, right, years ago. And he was like, yo, P, what's going on? I was like, yo, I'm locking in on this 10, 15-year plan. And he was like, 10, 15 years? Don't nobody plan 10, 15 years? He was like, what are you going to do this year? And I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know who you talk to. But when I'm talking to people, it's like, yo, what's the next 10, 15 years look like? What's the next 20 years look like? And then we reverse engineer that whole thing. You see what I'm saying? Yo, it takes you being tough to put it together. It takes you being tougher to execute it every single day, right? You're not tough because you go out and get in trouble. I promise you that. All right, listen, man, I'll see y'all tomorrow. And remember, you do not have to be tough to impress people that don't even impress themselves, all right?